Hello everyone, this is an end of August 2019 Geargia deck profile for Yu-Gi-Oh! So two things before I begin. Firstly, I am not just a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, I also make music, so if you want to check out my music, the link to my Soundcloud is in the description, so feel free to do that and listen, and follow me, that would be great, thank you very much. So secondly, about this deck, there's no new Gadget support in here. I was actually planning this video since before Fists of the Gadgets came out, so no red, green, yellow reprints or any of the new support monsters, but besides that, it is a pretty standard Geargia deck, just updated to the newest ban list, and it's got that new Link machine support too. So we start off with triple Geargia Arsenal. So this card gains attack for each Geargia monster on the field. You can also tribute it to special Geargia from the deck. So it can be fairly easy to flood the field, and this card can have a lot of attack points. And also it's your easy way to go into your Geargia armor. So 3 Geargia Accelerator. This card is very important. It's an extender. The specials from the hand also recurs to your hand when it's sent to the graveyard. 2 really killer effects, making it probably the most important Geargia. So another important one, 3 Geargia Armor. This is your searcher. So it can be kind of slow because you have to flip summon it and then flip it back face down to get that search effect. But hopefully you can flip it down, flip it up, flip it down over and over again, turn after turn, protecting it with the traps. So 3 Geargiano Mark IIs as well as 1 Geargiano. So Mark II is definitely superior to the original. Normal or special, upon normal or specials a Geargia from hand or graveyard. So it's kind of like your Marauding Captain or your Tellarknight Altair. This one is just in here for your standard ratio of 4 Geargianos to special from the deck with Geargia gear. So 2 Cyber Dragon. This is just in here so you can go into your link plays and your extra deck plays a little bit easier. You hopefully can establish a Cleafort Genius in the extra zone to go into multiple rank 4s or other link monsters underneath that Cleafort Genius. So this is just in here for more material, which is also machine. So 3 Gold Gadgets as well as 3 Silver Gadgets. So these cards, you string them together, you special one off of another. Upon normal or special, they both special a level 4 machine from the hand. So hopefully you can just dump out your hand if you have an appropriate hand of plenty of monsters. So also when they are destroyed by battle or card effect, you special the other one from the deck. So silver specials gold, gold specials silver. Just really good machine support right here. So the only hand traps I'm running are triple Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This is just the best hand trap, so I thought with an updated version of Geargia, put the best hand trap in. So spells, 3 limiter removal. This is the game winner right here, doubles the attack of all your machine monsters. Usually you are winning the game before they are destroyed at the end phase, and I have definitely won games by doubling all my monsters' attack and going really hard for damage. So 3 Iron Draw. This card is the only power draw support that I run here. If you control exactly 2 machine effect monsters and no other monsters, draw 2 cards. You can only special summon once after this card is resolved, but you can sometimes protect the monsters that you do have on the field off of the traps that you hopefully drew off Iron Draw. So 1 Monster Reborn, this is your extender that just gets your board a little bit bigger. And then 1 Scapegoat. I do like to update these older decks like I did with Fire Fist by putting in Scapegoat. I do wish it was at 3, but it's just a splashable way to get your boss monsters that are otherwise kind of hard to go into. So traps, 3 Geargia Gear. This card specials from the deck. I remember when I bought 3 copies of this structure deck back in the day, I definitely ran 3 Geargia Gear. This is a very strong card, and specialing from the deck, even though it's a trap, is still very strong. So 3 Solemn Judgment. This is another splashable card here. This deck does have room for defense because it's not too aggro heavy. It doesn't spam the field that well, so you can actually add in some cards for your defensive maneuvers. And then 2 Rivalry of Warlords, because the whole main deck is machines. It will stop you from summoning some extra deck monsters, but still a very important card here. So extra deck, 3 Geargigant X. This card searches when you detach an XYZ material. So sometimes you don't have enough material for the Cleafort Genius or the Platinum Gadget, as well as other extra deck monsters underneath. So sometimes you're just putting this in the extra zone and searching. It's not a bad way to end the turn. And also specials a Geargiano from the graveyard when this card leaves the field. So you don't always have that Geargiano in the graveyard, but it's a decent extra effect. So 1 Abyss Dweller. This is just your standard rank 4 that shuts down the graveyard. I thought in a deck that's trying to be competitive, a modern take on an older deck, This is a good one to include. So one, Geargia XG. This card is optional to run. It does require 3 level 3 monsters, so it's pretty hard to go into, but it just stops effects when your machine monster battles until the end of the damage step from the battle step. So it can be good versus anything that happens during that time, like traps or honest. So links to Cleafort Genius. This card is unaffected by spells, traps, and the activated effects of other link monsters. So it's actually a beater that is decently protected. So in addition to just having optimal arrows here too, so it also negates a face-up card on each side of the field. So I was playing a stall deck who was playing Swords of Revealing Light, and I negated his swords, and he wasn't expecting me to attack, but this card just facilitated that play, and I actually went in for limiter removal too. So one Platinum Gadget. This card has that same destruction effect, especially in gadgets from the deck, as the other gadgets, but it also allows you to special summon from the hand. So it's actually just very strong machine support right here. So for Scapegoat, 1 Mrs. Radiant, as well as 2 Link Spider. This is actually a primarily Earth-based deck, so Mrs. Radiant does fit in too. But ending the board with Mrs. Radiant and double Link Karibo is actually not, I said Link Spider, didn't I? Link Karibo is not too bad of a board, because you can sometimes normal summon your Geargias to get a boost from Mrs. Radiant, and then you have double battle protection too. So boss monsters, 1 Amblo Whale. This is just in here because it's a machine, and if I have Rivalry and I want to go into a Link 4, I still have some options. It's got a graveyard effect, a banish effect. 1 Borlo Dragon, because this card was reprinted and is now like $1, which is amazing. But just a very strong card for your non-targeting, non-destruction removal. 1 Triple Burst Dragon, which is another reprinted card that I saved a lot of money on now that it's reprinted. So stops anything from the damage step, spell or trap or monster effect. So it can stop those limiter removals or those annoying fusion quick play spells that you sometimes think your opponent's turn is done, and they activate that quick play fusion spell to keep attacking, so that can negate that. And then finally we have an Avermax, which is just a really seriously good card. I mean, non-targeting destruction is pretty much the way that this card is losing, because it's not losing in battle and it can't be targeted. It even protects your other monsters and also has that really killer graveyard effect of non-targeting, non-destruction removal. And that's pretty much the Geargia deck profile for the end of August 2019. Again, the link to my Soundcloud is in the description. So thank you very much. Bye bye.